What is up, YouTube? It is your boy ChicoFilo here, man, back with a new video. In this video, I have something special for you guys. And most of you guys have probably noticed by now. Is that Chico on a guard? You're damn right it's Chico on a guard, alright? And before you guys even think of clicking away from my top tier guard gameplay, make sure you guys hear me out real quick, alright? The reason why I wanted to make a guard is because I think that it's best for me to be able to branch out to more content. I feel like making a guard will allow me to make more videos other than just making videos as a center. And in saying that, I think it's worth it for me to learn how to play as a guard. This does not mean that I'm going to stop playing as a center. Being a center is still going to be my main role, but it will just be nice to be able to play as a guard also on the side, so I can also make videos as a guard rather than all my content being based off as a center. I'm sure you guys understand that, because as hard as it is right now to get content out of this game, it definitely is a lot harder being just a center. So I'm definitely going to take my time learning this build just so I can also produce some content as a guard for y'all. But at the same time, the main reason why I want to release this build to you guys is because anybody, absolutely anybody, can use this build. It is that overpowered, it is that broken, and I just think that this build is going to be beneficial, especially to those that don't really know how to play as a guard, because trust me, I did not know how to play as a guard. But once you guys make this build, you will realize that it's actually not that hard. Even if you have never played as a guard before, trust me, this is probably a good build to start on. If you guys didn't know, my build for 2K19 was actually a pure playmaker, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was pure shite. Like, I was just useless. I did not know how to dribble. I did not know how to do anything on my pure playmaker. But anyway, none of that matters now, because now we have this new point guard build that I'm using, and I believe that this is one of the most overpowered builds that you can make in this game. And hopefully these clips that I'm showing you right now are enough to convince you. I know I'm not the greatest dribbler out there, but I do know how to use this build. Oh, and by the way, when I recorded these clips, I barely had any badges, so please don't judge me. Anyway, I'm gonna go straight into the build, but before we do that, make sure you guys don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys find this video helpful, if you guys enjoy it. And yeah, let's carry on with the video. Okay, so here we are with the build. Obviously, you guys are going to make a point guard. The pie chart that we'll be selecting is the blue and green one. So the finishing and shooting pie chart, which is the second pie chart. By now, I'm sure a lot of you guys will know where this is headed. This is, of course, going to be the BP build, which is the best point guard build you can have in the game. There are many different versions that people have created of this build, but I'm going to show you guys the best version of that build, including the best badge layout that you can have for the build. For those of you guys that don't know what the BP build is, it is pretty much a point guard build that can effectively shoot and slash at the same time. And it was a 2K League player named BP the God that actually came up with the build originally. But anyway, let's carry on. So the physical profile that you guys will choose is the very first one, because we want the most agility out of this build. Moving on with the attributes. These attributes right now that you guys see on your screen is, in my opinion, the best you can ever have on this build. You guys will see a lot of people make the same build video for this build, but none of them can ever compare to the same badge potential upgrades that you guys see on your screen right now. 15 finishing, 21 shooting, 14 playmaking, and 8 defensive and rebounding. Most of the other builds that you guys will see will have somewhere close to the same numbers in terms of the finishing, shooting, and playmaking. Like, most of the ones I've seen have 14 finishing, 20 shooting, and like 16 playmaking, but none of them ever have the right amount of defensive and rebounding badges. And this is why I think that these attributes is the perfect balance, as you guys can get 8 defensive and rebounding while still having 15 finishing, 21 shooting, and 14 playmaking. And this is how you guys do it. So you have an 88 close shot, so that's 2 off the max. You guys want to max out your driving layup, max out your driving dunk, and all the shooting ones you guys want to max out mid-range, 3-point free throw, and post fade. Max everything out. Pass accuracy, ball handle, both max out. And then post moves, you guys just want to move this until it hits 14 on playmaking. And this is where all the magic happens, guys. In the defense and rebounding side, we max out perimeter defense, lateral quickness, and steal. But take a look at this, guys. This is what I want to show you. So check out my defensive and rebounding badges. So I have 39 attribute upgrades. If say I maxed out my interior defense and maxed out my block, I only get 5 defense and rebounding, and I've already used up all my points. I used up the same amount of points and defense and rebounding, but I still only have 5. And this is where a lot of the other builds that I've seen make this mistake, because instead of having 5, the only way that you guys can maximize your badge potentials for your defense and rebounding is to put all of that into your defensive rebound. attribute because you actually get more badge points for having a higher defensive rebounding rating. And that is why this bumps up from a 5 to an 8 when I've used the same amount of points. Like I said, guys, I have seen many different build videos of the same build, but none of them have showed this. None of them have the same amount of defense and rebounding badges, and this is why I think this is the best way to go about this build. Do feel free to pause the video, guys, if you want to see all the attributes that I have. But anyway, we are going to move on. The body shape that you guys will be choosing is slight, and the height, this is also going to be an important factor. There are 2 different heights that you can choose for this build, and the 2 different heights that you guys can go with is 6'3" and 6'2". And the most important reason for this is because you can only speed boost off the rip from being 6'3" and under. With my build, I actually went down to the 6'2" just to get that extra buff of speed and acceleration, as well as the ball handle. Plus, with the build that I made, I was focused on mainly using it for 3s. I'd say that the 6'3" is definitely going to be a lot better on the 2s, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't run the 2s with the 6'2". It's definitely just going to be a lot harder, and that's why I think the 6'2" is a lot better on the 3s, while the 6'3" is better on the 2s. So we're going with the 6'2" for me, and the weight that you guys want to go for with this build is obviously going to be the minimum weight, so 165 pounds, just so we can maximize our acceleration and vertical, and we also get some lateral quickness. Moving on with the wingspan, you guys are going to go with the minimum wingspan, so 74 inches, just so we can buff up our shooting. So mid-range goes up to an 85, and 3-point goes up to an 83, and our ball handle also goes up to an 87. Moving on with our takeovers, here we are. We have 4 different choices, and this is why this build is overpowered, because take a look at this. This build can become a slasher, a shot creator, a playmaker, or a spot up shooter. And the takeover that you guys choose is completely up to you. It really depends how you think you're going to play it with this build. The one that I chose to go with is the slashing takeover, because for me, I just think that this takeover is broken this year. But like I said, it's really up to you guys. Like, if you want to become a shot creator or a playmaker from this, you definitely can. I highly suggest not going with the spot up shooter, because this takeover is not really that good this year. But anyway, I'll leave that up to you guys. So I'm going to go with the slasher for mine. My player build complete. And we have created an offensive threat similar to, I don't even know who that is, Trae Young and Kyrie Irving. Now that we have our build, it is now time to showcase to you guys how good of a build this is. Once again, I don't have all my badges, so don't judge me too hardly. But I'm going to show you guys the best clips that I've gotten ever since I made this build. But anyway, if you guys found this build video helpful, please don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. This build is honestly going to change your game. And I guarantee to you that this is definitely one of the best guard builds that you can ever make in 2K20. Now, while I show you guys these clips, I'm actually going to explain to you guys why I believe that this is the best guard build in the game, and it's mainly got to do with its offensive capability. So like I said before, guys, this build can shoot very effectively, and it can also slash just as good as it can shoot. So not only are you a threat from the perimeter, from the 3, from the mid-range, but you're also a threat on the inside. And once you have mastered this build, you'll literally be unstoppable on the offensive side. Once you start making a lot of shots, your defender's going to play much higher than you. And once they do that, you can just punish them down low. Vice versa, once you start slashing a lot more, they're definitely going to drop down. And once they drop down, you have an opportunity to shoot. This build really just has that ability to confuse your defenders. They don't know what's coming for them. And on top of that, this build is ridiculously super fast, which makes it even harder to guard. Eventually, I do want to be able to ISO well with this build, and as of now, I'm still struggling with my dribbling, but I think I'm going to get there. I've been spending a lot more time in my court and everything, and I will teach myself, and I will get there, but it's just going to take some time. But honestly, guys, I have really enjoyed playing as a guard lately, and I think making this guard build was a very good decision, because now I can always switch between playing as a center and playing as a guard. Although right now I'm definitely a lot better at playing as a center than a guard, but that doesn't matter, because all that matters is I'm having fun in this game, and it's just good to freshen things up. So to all the bigs out there, man, if you guys have never ever tried playing on a guard, I suggest starting by trying out this build, because it is really easy to learn. And yeah, in saying that, there will be more guard videos coming soon, but for now I'm still going to focus on being a center, but I'm going to work on how I play it on my guard, like off stream. And when I'm good enough, I'm definitely going to be dropping a lot more content as a guard, because I do really want to do both and see how that works out for me. But anyway, I appreciate every single one of you guys that have watched my video. If you guys have gotten up to this point, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I hope you guys are having a good day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you guys are. And yeah, that is it for this video. Once again, don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And yeah, peace out.
whipping the yam, whipping and flipping the yam.